In this tutorial in CyberLink PowerDirector, I'd like to share some tips on working with the AI masking tool. It speeds up the process of creating a custom mask that you can use, especially on an image. I have an image on the screen and we're going to take that and drag it down. I'll put it in track number 2. And we'll just increase the width of it, the duration. And now we're going to do some editing with the mask. With that clip highlighted, I'm going to click on the Tools button above the timeline and choose my Mask Designer. When I'm in my Mask Designer, I'm going to pick the option below, not the first one, the second, but the third one from the left, which is my Brush or Painted Mask option. That gives me a window that pops up that allows me to create a brush mask. I can change the transparency of the background if I want. We're going to make it a little bit dim, but not too much so. And then we have this new tool called the AI masking tool. If I click on that, it will try to analyze the image and give me a suggested mask. You can do some small editing on this if you want to, and now I have the size of my mask object. I'm going to take the wheel of my mouse and push it down to make it smaller. Now unfortunately I cannot find a way to expand the size of this screen. I'd like to be able to make it larger so I can see more detail, but I noticed, for example, here this gal's leg is not in the mask, so we're going to add that. I think I have to make this smaller. Now if I want to subtract, I simply click the subtract button, the one on the right in the left panel, and that will allow me to remove some elements here. And I'll go back to the add and see if I can just get her leg and nothing else. And I notice I have some more I want to remove. I have a little bit of blue around her head that I don't want to get the background. And this is where expanding the screen as big as possible is going to be a benefit. I look at his leg and I have some grass here I don't want in the picture. And so we can slightly customize by adding, I don't have her hand in the mask. We're going to click on the plus and then add her hand back in and make sure her full arm is there. And this is a small part of the leg behind the man's leg, and that's a little bit better. I would spend more time on this if this weren't a tutorial. But you can do some modest modifications to the size and shape of the mask by using the plus and the minus on the left side and making adjustments and fine-tuning it. I'll take my transparency and turn it back down so now I can see more clearly where my mask is. That's acceptable for now. So I'm going to click on the OK button, and now I see my mask properties have added my new mask. I'm going to click on OK again, and now I have my masked object. Let's take and see how this works when we add another image to our video project. I'm going to take this other image here and stretch it out so it's longer. We'll click anywhere in the middle, and now we see we have these imposed on the background. There are a few things I want to do to change it in this particular case, so I'll double click on it and get into my PIP Designer. Now that I'm in my PIP Designer, I want to rescale this. Now here I do have a magnify and demagnify option, so I'm going to enlarge it a little bit. And we don't want his legs to disappear, so we'll move it right about here. And so now I have them in the foreground. I think I'll make them even a little larger yet. They still look a little miniature. And that's part of it. Click on OK. Now they look like they're part of the picture. Now the colorization and the shadows are obviously not the same. There's only so much you can do with that, but I'm going to try a few things. I'll click on it again and click on the Fix Enhance button. And then I'm going to change my color adjustment. And here it's a matter of taste and a bit of experimentation. I'll turn the vibrancy down. And I think I'll turn the brightness, turn it up. The shadow is one I want to change here. Yeah, turn the shadow way up. A little more matching the couple over here. A little brighter, a little less dark colors. You can adjust it to your taste. Then we'll turn that off again and give ourselves a larger panel to see. And that's not too bad. That gives me a sense of they've been imposed in the picture. You still see some little blue around the heads where it hasn't been perfect, but it's a very quick way to begin to create a custom mask. Let's try it on a couple others very quickly. I'm going to take the people in a circle here, and I'm going to click on the tools, Mask Designer again. We'll go back into our brush masks, and I'll go for the AI mask and click on OK. And it looks like it does a pretty good job in this particular case. Click on OK. And instead of a black background, let's put them on a road. And there they are, standing in a circle in the middle of a road. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's try another one for fun. I'm going to take this rower. We'll click on Tools, Mask Designer. And again, we'll go to the brush masks and we'll pick the AI. And this one will come out pretty clean because you have a very contrasting background. But this saves an awful lot of meticulous moving around the shape in order to get your mask right in this particular situation. We'll click on OK. And now we have the person on this still image. And let's put them in front of there. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but you can see what it looks like when we're done. Let's try one more. Let's take this building and we'll go Tools, Mask Designer again, and let's choose our brush once more and we'll do our AI. Now in this case, you notice it has no idea what to pick in the image. And so it's not going to give you the kind of results you want because that probably isn't what you want to see as your mask. So you have a start again and you'd have to customize it to fit exactly what you want. But that's an introduction to the AI masking tool in CyberLink PowerDirector.